Hello everybody and welcome to the Import-Export Hub channel weekly newsreel. Bogdan here, your host for the next couple of minutes. And guys, sorry for not posting in the last couple of weeks, but I had some deadlines for some projects and of course I had to prioritize those. In the meantime, I've managed to catch a cold and my voice, as you probably hear, is a little bit strange. It's not totally recovered. But anyways, I'm back on track, so to speak. Hopefully I'll keep the momentum. So let's not lose precious time here and make this video too lengthy. And let's start with the quiz question for this week. So here it is. Prepare yourselves. To what country did Sri Lanka exported the most, of course, in terms of value in 2020? And the options here are India, the United States, or China. And the correct answer is the United States with close to $2.7 billion worth of exports. And guys, if you are like me and thought that India was the correct answer, just for your information, India is only the third largest export partner for Sri Lanka with close to $660 million. Anyways, with this being said, let's see how the Freightos index behaved in these 2 weeks while I was gone. And we see that for the 26th of November, the index sits at $9,351, bringing the value close to that of week 45 here, I guess. In terms of sub-indexes, I will start with the Trans-Pacific ones, and we see that the sub-index connecting China to North America West Coast was up 3%, bringing the absolute value to $14,677. And the other Trans-Pacific index, which is connecting China to North America East Coast, was also up 3%, bringing the value to $16,633. On the other hand, for the crossways indexes, the volatility is not that high, and we have China to North Europe index going up only 0.2%, so $14,368 in absolute terms, while China to the Mediterranean index sits somehow comfortably at $13,014 for quite some time now. And guys, I was saying in one of my previous videos that the overall index will stabilize somewhere around 7.5 or 8Ks before the end of the year. But frankly, now it seems that that range won't be reached, and maybe an index in the range of 9 to 9.5Ks is more appropriate now. Anyways, we will wait and see together what week 52 will bring. Until then, let's move on with the news. And I will start with a couple of news from week 47. And the first one is coming from the port of Los Angeles. And it's related to the much debated container dual fee that will be put on hold until November 29th. As continued progress was made in terms of moving containers from both port terminals. It seems that both port executives are satisfied somehow with the progress done, and they will reassess the fee implementation on a weekly basis, of course, after closely monitoring and analyzing the data. And guys, if I remember correctly, this was the second postponement of the fee, and frankly, for me, it's beginning to resemble more to a poker game in which both port authorities are bluffing with the fees on the flop. The big importers are calling, they also called on the turn, and we will wait and see what the river will bring us. Sorry, but if the port authorities see these fees like a poker game, don't expect the shipping companies, the terminal operators, BCOs, and other stakeholders to take you seriously if you postpone the fee implementation every week when you see a mere, what is this, 33% cumulative improvement. But anyways, it remains to be seen if the threat of the fee did all this so-called improvement, or the BCOs simply wanted to move their containers ahead of the Thanksgiving holidays. Personally, I am more inclined to believe that they've moved their cargo because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but then again, it's my personal and biased opinion. And since I'm on the subject here, frankly, I won't be surprised to see these dual fees cancelled altogether. But again, it's my personal opinion. Now, moving on to my next and final news for week 47, I have a video from McKinsey, which I highly recommend you to watch it, especially if you're based in the United States. And it's about the challenges that may prolong these record high shipping costs. It's about the Chinese New Year, and most importantly, if you ask me, what the industry can expect when it comes to disruption in the future, and what stakeholders may do in response, with an interesting insight about the future take or pay enforceable contracts in the container shipping industry. Personally, I think that this will be the next modus operandi in the industry, but at the same time, I can't help asking myself, and of course, it begs the question, if this will be the next business model in the container shipping industry, are the alliances still needed? Because I don't hear anybody in the mainstream media, or I don't know, industry professionals, if you want, asking this question, and I don't know what to believe anymore. Why don't we let the supply and the demand meet for each ocean carrier, and let's forget about pooling vessels and slots? I don't know, let the so-called invisible hand enter into action and see what's going to happen. I don't know. Let's close this mid-19th century chapter about alliances and let the market decide. Sorry, but if these vertically integrated oligopolistic ocean carriers are allowed to continue their alliances after 2024, small and medium importers or exporters don't have a chance. Again, it's a personal opinion, but right now the ocean alliances are not relevant, and I think it's time to close this chapter once and for all. Anyways, moving on with the news. The first one for week 46 is coming from gcaptain.com, and guess what? It's about the container shipping rates that could take 2 years to return to normal, whatever normal means right now, as I don't expect to see rates prior to pre-pandemic levels like never, but that's another biased opinion of mine. The main idea in this article is that they're forecasting, speculating if you ask me, based on past events that occurred in the shipping industry. And as you probably know, the shipping industry is characterized by cycles with up and down. And well, according to Sea Intelligence consulting company, GE Captain is citing with 0.9% weekly drop in the freight index, it will take 18 months to see the freights back to normal. Of course, they are factoring in a lot of relevant information, lots of past events are taken into consideration, but I don't see a word about the future status of the alliances, which is a certain event that will happen in the future, which is the review of the ocean alliances done by the European Commission on April 2024. And guys, this is not a small event. If the alliances are no longer recognized in the European Union at least, this could have huge impacts. Or I don't know, maybe they already know the answer. Maybe the alliances will be left operating as they do now. And of course, this is not an relevant information to factor in. Anyways, with or without alliances, according to this research model done by Sea Intelligence, we should expect to see freights back to normal. Again, whatever normal means, somewhere between 18 and 26 months. And guys, I will let you decide if this is good or bad news. Until then, I'll move on to my next news coming from UNCTAD, who just published their annual review of maritime transportation. We have here lots of useful information, of course, if you are interested. And here I will focus just a little bit on a couple of statistics relevant to the containerized traffic, all based on some simulations done by UNCTAD. And the main idea is that the hardest countries hit by these record freight rates are those grouped under SIDS, so small island developing states, and those that are least developed, who according to this simulation we have to pay with 7.5 and 2.2% more because of these freights. There is also a simulation regarding the impact of improving maritime transport cost determinants, like, I don't know, port infrastructure and shipping connectivity, but I will give you the pleasure to read them, and I'll move on to my next news, which is the last one, so bear with me, concerning the European Union Commission definitive duties in 3 anti-dumping cases. And the first one is related to optical fiber cables imported from China, for which the duties imposed range from 19.7 to 44%. The second case is related to stainless steel cold rolled flat products originating in India and Indonesia. And here we have duties ranging from 13.9 to 35.3% for the exporting producers from India, and 10.2 and 20.2% for the exporting producers from Indonesia. And the third and last case related to monoethylene glycol, or MEG, from the United States and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And in this case, the anti-dumping duties are 7.7% for companies exporting from Saudi Arabia, and between 3 and 60.1% for companies exporting from the United States. And guys, I've added this information coming from the European Union Commission, as I thought that this might be useful for those of you, of course, working in the industry, as you have to remember to always stay informed about tariff and non-tariff barriers. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe buttons, and as usual, until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks.